Hello, hello, everyone. Hello. I don't even know. Can you hear me all right? I did actually plug everything in myself. So I don't know if this is working. If you can't hear me, please let me know, guys. Please do let me know because oh my gosh, I really don't want anything to go wrong. Because we know that I'm not really that techie. Can everyone hear me all right and see me all right? Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be live. Just going to wait for a few of you to kind of get on here. Please, someone just say yes or no. Please. Can you hear me all right? Hello, Eric. Hello, Christina, Midnight Blue. Oh, hello, guy. Oh my gosh. And Navy May. I hope I've said that again. I hope I've said that all right. Hello, everyone. Oh my God, it's so amazing to be here. I'm so happy. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, please do press. Thank you, Sonia. So I have plugged it in all right. Well, those of you that know, I'm not that techie, so this is really good. EFG Eric 11, hello, this is great. So guys, today we are talking about literally leveling up your healing journey. Actually, that's what we're talking about today. Thank you so much. We're gonna go into the ins and outs of it. There is one thing. AK, hello, Stephen. There is one thing that I will say to you guys that is really going to help you in terms of moving forward. And obviously, I'll talk more about it. But yeah, literally, this is it's easy in essence, but to kind of make it happen requires some work, as always, with everything. I know. But listen, I'm here. I'm going to help you guys. We're going to work through it. Don't worry. Like this one thing this was the idea behind the title actually today. Literally, what is it, okay, that can really help you on your healing journey and leveling it up, basically. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So we had a few of you. No, we got Kerry, Arnhem. Hello. Where are you guys from? Thank you so much, Anam. Where are you guys from? Like, I'm in the UK, so it's a little bit warm today. Not like warm. UK does not go in the same sentence, but hey, here we go. It's happening. It's actually happening. So we got Monique from the Netherlands. We got Eric from Portland, Oregon. Oh, we've got Pakistan in the house. Oh my goodness, it must be so early for you. We've got Ireland. Hello, Lucia. Tennessee. Oh my God, we've got Gary as well in the UK. So we've got already like huge, like a lot of people from all over the world here. This is amazing. Guys, there's 47 of you watching at the moment. I know there'll be more of you. Please do press the like button, obviously, to get all of that information out there. Sonia from South Wales. We've got AK from Scotland. We've got Andrew from Australia. Goodness, Andrew, it must be so early for you. Thank you for being here. We've got Robin from Columbus in Ohio. Hello, everyone. Kerry from the UK, massive. Whoop, whoop. And we got Lucia from Italy. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much for being here and spending your time, obviously, here with all of us. This is such an amazing community. And California, Jamie. Oh, my God, Jamie, do you know what? I really miss California. I haven't been for like 15 years, but do you know what? I have this cookbook and it's called California. And I was looking through it the other day, actually, and I was thinking, oh, I remember like Venice Beach, and I remember when we went like different places. Yeah, it's such a cool place. And we got San Francisco, Dark Helios. I've never been to San Francisco, but that's something that I would love to go. I really want to go over to the States, possibly next year. Anyway, guys, so it's really nice to see you too, Midnight Blue. Guys, so keep your questions coming in, because obviously I'll be answering questions whilst I'm here on the live. But do you know what? Like, we got Noel in Texas. Thank you. Yeah, so obviously as the live's going on, you can get your questions in. I will be answering questions as we go on. Okay, so Today, what we're talking about is healing and moving forward from that. Okay. Like, I know this is not easy because being in these toxic dynamics, toxic relationships, and maybe this isn't like, your first one. Maybe there, it's happened a few times, or maybe you've had toxic family members. And, you know, it's so challenging sometimes to actually recognize the toxicity. And I think that it's challenging because when you do find out, it's like it's this kind of battle between your heart and your head, and you think, why is this like, is this really what's happening? Have I got it wrong? And I know what it's like, guys, because like I've also experienced this, myself, like where you're like thinking, is this real? Is it not? Like, have I got it wrong? Like, how it, what is actually happening? But I think that that's one part of it. And then the next part of it is, well, how do you move forward from this? Like, how do you heal from this person? And it's like what I always say, guys, it's not just healing from a person. Well, it is, but it's not, because this is like a whole life overhaul. You're not just healing from this relationship. You're changing your whole mindset. Okay, because being in this type of a dynamic, my friends, as we know, we don't actually get a choice. We have to go on this journey whether we like it or not, or we end up staying in these dynamics and never actually, getting free from it. So yes, okay, I agree. But you see, that's what I mean. This is where you need to be able to kind of level up your mindset and think about this completely differently. And the thing that I'm talking about here, my friends, is acceptance. Okay, don't shoot me, guys, because I know you lot some of you might be thinking, what? Acceptance. Yeah, acceptance. Acceptance is the key. I was writing, for those of you that are on in the journal club, that's what I was writing about, the blog post. And actually over the weekend I was also writing, I was finished chapter 4 of the book. And there is a big part of it in that book that is all about acceptance. And thank you, Denise. I will be answering questions in just a moment. Don't worry, Arnhem. If you can just repeat your question after, then yeah, that's great. Yes, you're absolutely right, Eric. Acceptance is a touchstone of spiritual growth. Yes, Stephen, radical acceptance. The thing is, acceptance is saying it like that. Yeah, I accept it. It's not about, yeah, I accept, the situation. I accept, that person in my life. That's not what I mean about accepting. It's about understanding, accepting it for what it is. Understanding really comes in with acceptance. And actually, the other part of it is letting go. It's just letting go of it. And you know how challenging that can be, because our ego likes to hold on to these narratives, likes to hold on to these things, because we create meaning, we create these narratives, we create these storylines in our head. And also think about it, also our triggers are part of that. Because if we don't accept it and we tend to hold on to things and we are overthinking it, this feeds our ego, but also it continues to trigger us. So if you understand it, that acceptance is, okay, acceptance of the situation, not acceptance of the person, acceptance that you are never going to be able to change this person. It is what it is. Okay, we accept it. And what we're going to do is we're going to move on. We are going to move on. So that's the letting go. This is a huge key part of your healing, is the acceptance. And it's not always easy. And it is a whole journey to get to that point where you do accept it. And acceptance isn't challenging to achieve. It's just a journey to get there. That's right, Gary. It is because we invest so much energy in these people, but also we have so many expectations of the relationship, of the person, as well. And that's not a bad thing. But what we also have to do is let go of those expectations, because for example, we're expecting these people to behave in a healthy way, for example, or we're expecting them to provide us something like closure or an explanation. And so we're going to get really hurt because they're not doing that and they're not going to do that. So it's fine. We can victimize ourselves and we can stay in this victim mentality where we're thinking, oh my God, like this is the worst thing that has happened to us. It is. I'm not trying to minimize that. It is really bad. But if we stay in that narrative, if we stay in that mindset, then we're never going to be able to move forward. We're never, ever going to be able to let go and actually start living our lives, because our narrative is always going to be, well, I've been hard done by this person. This person has done all of this to me. At the end of it, it's like, so what? Go away. Like, I don't want you in my life. And I know again, like we're all at different parts of our healing, and not all of us, can get to that point. But you know what? One day you will. One day you'll be like, yeah, I don't care anymore. Like it doesn't matter. Eric 11 says the problem is you can still have acceptance, but you still want to speak to them. There is always something you've missed to say. So it's like having the last word. True. Do you know, Eric 11? Do you know what I would say to you? Why don't you do you know why don't you write an unsent letter? I used to have this exercise on my website. I think I'll put it up there again, but writing a letter to that person, but make sure you never send it, because actually it's going to be worse off for you if you do. And you write what it is that you want to that person, or maybe you can journal it, and those could be the letters or the things that you can write in your journal that you never got a chance to say, rather than keeping it in and it going round and round in your mind or in your heart. That also is a release, because you're actually letting it go. You've said, like you've said the words that you wanted to say, and then what you're doing is you're letting it go. This is another way of moving past it or moving forward from it. I know there's so many things we want to say to them, and we've never got the chance to be able to do that. And what does it do? It stays stuck within us, and we kind of ruminate over it. It goes rounds and rounds in our minds. But that's the worst thing, because we're holding on to that energetically, cognitively, but also emotionally. So by being able to help ourselves, there's many different tactics or many different things that, like we can do that will really help us to move forward, to help us to kind of like release this, because that is what is really important. It's that release. Okay. And it's not having the judgment, the expectation, because expectation can also be quite damaging, because expectation is what we want to happen. So what we're trying to do is also control the narrative of this situation, isn't it? And I know that we've all it's kind of like it's part of us being having to control something, knowing what the next bit is going to be. But actually what I'm trying to say to you is just whatever it's going to be is going to be. You're not going to get the closure. You're not going to get the answers, which is why, maybe you are here on this live. Maybe you watch not only my channel, but then there's other channels on YouTube. You do your own research to realize that actually those are the answers. And there's a level of trust that has to come in with that as well, because you're not always you might doubt yourself, and you might think, oh, maybe I've got it wrong. And I know, because I've sat in your shoes as well. Sat in your shoes. I've been in your shoes. That's what I meant, not sat in your shoes. Who does that? Sorry. It's already started. Sorry about that, guys. Um, yeah, so like I've been in that place where you have, and you're thinking like this is never going to end. This is like so challenging, but that's what I'm saying to you. Don't sit in victim mentality, because if you are going to sit in that mindset, how are you going to move forward? You're always going to be looking at what you don't have, or how this situation is the most challenging, how it has affected you, how it has changed you. And in a way, yes, it has, but we can't make this part of our identity. Our past doesn't define us. So if you want to be able to, stand in your power, completely like regenerate yourself, have a different mindset, don't have expectations, don't have judgments, don't have, you know, a narrative of how you want this to work, or how you want this to kind of play out, because narcissists are unpredictable. Life can also be unpredictable, but if you are able to rely on yourself, trust your own self, you're always going to win. It's about you. Like, it's always been about you. You are the main character in your life, in your story. And once you begin to trust and believe in yourself and know that actually whatever you can achieve, anything that you put your mind to, you're going to be able to elevate. You're not only just going to be able to move past this, but you're going to be able to elevate and move forward. That's right, Tim. No fear, no fight or flight, letting go, just letting go. Okay. And this comes after a period of being able to process what has happened. As a period after, maybe you have thought about things. Maybe you can, hello, Panos, maybe you can, understand it. It's not going to happen just like that. Remember, healing, I know we want things instantly. I know we do, because also our society also gives us that, where we are able to have everything instantly. But I'm sorry to say this, but healing doesn't happen like that. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time. But you know what? Like, you have the time to invest in yourself, which is why you guys are here, which is a really good thing. Okay, you're investing your time in being able to understand and be able to move forward. And we are in this therapeutic space. I know it's like a public forum, but you can always replay the live streams. You can always listen to them again, to the bits that maybe you'd missed, or maybe you want to get some more info about. But you know what? Like, it's about you. Your life is about you. So, guys, there's 88 of you here. I've got 48 likes. Guys, if you are here, you don't have to be on the chat. That's absolutely fine. Please do smash the like button, because this really helps the algorithm and get that information out there to other people who might also be suffering. And this can get out there to help them as well. Please do share the live as well if you can. That would be amazing. And you're right. Dark Elias Smith, time heals all wounds. It does, because you need that time to be able to understand what has happened and be able to process. Thank you, Queen of Swords. Thank you. You got to be able to, like, put this into perspective. Understand, what you're dealing with here, but don't sit in that victim mentality. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you. Don't sit in that victim mentality, because it's not going to get you anywhere. And this is where you have to become strong in yourself. Okay. And you have to do these certain practices. I know that anxiety or depression can be a huge factor, in that keeps us stuck, that can keep us in victim mentality. But that's okay, because you know what? There are ways of getting around this. There are ways of getting past. For example, if you are experiencing anxiety, so maybe you have panic attacks, maybe you're not able to sleep, maybe your appetite is affected. So that then dysregulates you, in yourself. Maybe your day doesn't look the way that maybe you had wanted it to. Maybe you might get frustrated with yourself. I'm going to say to you guys, don't. All right. Your body is trying to regulate itself. For so long, it has spent so much time in fight or flight or freeze. Like, it needs time to be able to readjust. Okay. Because it does, again, like I said, it doesn't happen just like that. Okay. So when you have anxiety, what this means is you have an overstimulated nervous system. Okay. You might even be experiencing adrenal fatigue as well. So be kind to yourself, be kind to your body, give yourself time to be able to process, to be able to understand. The one thing that really, really helps, okay? I know, Rohit B, it feels so unfair, but you know what? You have the control and you have the tools to be able to mend this, okay? They've done what they've done, okay? But we can all mend this, all right? That's what this is about, is being able to help yourself. This isn't, again, like I'm saying, don't sit in victim mentality like, oh my God, this has happened to me. Like, what can I? There's so much you can do. All right. And this is about you flipping the script, like flipping your mindset and thinking, nah, do you know what? I'm not going to go down like this. I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I am going to help myself. Some days are going to feel better and some days are not. It's how it is. Okay. It's part of life. It's just how it is, my friends. I wish I could say to you guys that once you understand this, it's all going to be amazing. But I'd be a liar if I was to say that. And what I'm saying to you is just embrace both. We can't have the light without the dark. We can't have night and not day. We can't have day without the night. You know, in life, there is this polarity. So we have to embrace both. And this is what makes you stronger, my friends. This is what, yes, that's right, Jared. It is a roller coaster. But you know what? It is life. And we have to embrace all of it. We have to be able to manage this, the light, the dark, and the light. So we experience the happiness, the fullness of light, but then we are able to manage the darkness. So if you are experiencing anxiety, well, what can you do? There's so much you can do. For example, if you're not able to sleep, don't sit there in bed being frustrated and huffing and puffing. You know what? Maybe read something. I would if you're feeling very triggered, maybe I would try and say don't look at all the narcissistic stuff because that again might trigger you. But if it's something that you find set and it helps you, okay, do it then. All right, do it. But don't spend long amounts of time because the information does trigger, you know, like when you're watching YouTube, like narcissistic YouTube videos. That's what I mean. Maybe look at something else. Maybe watch a film. I don't know, maybe watch a film. But again, this isn't about, what I'm trying to say is whatever is going on for you, don't get frustrated, you know, to yourself on by, you know, on you, because why would you do that? Like you know, your body needs time and you need time, and it's okay. It is hard, yeah, like it is about enjoying the ride, absolutely. But you know what? It's about embracing both and about being kind to yourself. Don't be frustrated with yourself because then this again is reigniting the cortisol in your body, and your body then is producing even more of it with adrenaline, and that's why the triggering and the anxiety kind of like stays in your body for a lot longer. For example, if you're feeling like your heart is beating fast, you know, sometimes what might really help is, I don't know, like going for a walk in nature. Maybe if you're at work, some calming music. I always talk about this, the 432 or 528 megahertz. That's quite calming. You know, maybe rain sounds or something that is really, really like really calming music. There's a YouTube channel, actually. Her name is Seba, Seba. Like, oh my God, this woman, like the way she sings. So she channels her music, and I think it is on 528. Her voice. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have come across her channel, but she is on YouTube and she is amazing. Like, I listen to her, like when I'm meditating, you know, when I'm doing like visualization work or when I'm relaxing, like my own nervous system. She is amazing. Like, she's really good. Um, Yeah, that's right. That's right, Tim. There's lots of people who do have that the music can really help calm your nervous system. And I know it's not always easy to get out into nature to go for a walk. I know, like, you know, many of us have jobs or like, you know, that we have to get on and do. But um, also think about food wise as well. That will really help to re-nourish your system. That's you know, like you eating nutrient dense food. Like for example, I'm actually in talks with this amazing nutritionist. She lives near me, and I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to get back into the studio, and I'm going to do an interview with her, and I'm going to talk about foods that actually heal trauma, that can really, really help. She said to me, like, things like walnuts, blueberries, they're like, that's really good for like amino acids. That really helps like with the brain. What else? Bone broth, she said to me, and I know I've talked about these things on the channel beforehand. Like, yeah, there's certain types of foods that will really, really help you. Um, Lorraine says, stuck in the house at the moment, foot problem, driving me nuts, makes rumination worse. Lorraine, do you know what? What I would encourage you to do, there's lots that you can do. Start journaling, reading books. Like, what is your favorite book? Or maybe even like audio book, maybe listening to podcasts, audio books, that sort of thing. Also the music as well. That's what I was saying. So it's about what you could, we mustn't stay stuck. Like we can always do something. There's always a way out of everything. I think I've said this before, but my dad always used to say this to me when I was a kid. He used to say to me, Anushka, if they throw you out, climb back in through the window. And I think what he was trying to say is don't give up. Just always keep going forward. Don't ever give up. And as a kid, I was like, what on earth is he talking about with his like Polish acronyms and all that? I didn't understand it because sometimes when you try and translate something from another language into English, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, and that's my dad for you. Yeah, so he would be saying all these things, and I never understood what he meant. I just thought he was a bit mad, But like, I get it. Like, this is what he was trying to say: is just don't give up, keep going forward. Because remember, in life, there's two types of people. You got the sinkers and you got the swimmers. Which one are you going to be? Are you going to sink or are you going to swim in this? Guys, thank you being here on the live. I really appreciate you guys. Please do hit the like button if you just kind of like come on here, like newly just come on here. I do appreciate you guys. Absolutely. Yes. Grow or go. I love it. Oh, what was that? Acupressure. Yes. Acupressure and breathing exercises help me. Christina, you are absolutely right. Yes. The breathing, the box breathing exercises really help. That's a really good one. I forgot about that one. Thank you for reminding me, Christina. Yeah. That really does help in terms of like trying to calm anxiety, trying to like stabilize, your here we go, forgotten, nervous system. That's the one, the nervous system. That would really help. Jared says, I've become addicted to going for walks. I have lost heaps of weight. Oh, that's amazing recently, just by going for regular walks. Yes, this really helps to get rid of stagnant energy, walking, doing some exercise. You know me, I love going to the gym. But for me, it's not just so much about losing the weight. It's more about like mobility, the repetition of counting, when you're lifting weights. Like that's what works for me. So I know different things work for different people. So that's why I'm kind of like mentioning loads and loads of stuff, like whatever you guys like. Just I hope that it helps to reignite some sort of passion within you, because when you're doing something that you love, you're not thinking about them, and you're not thinking about, like, why has this happened to me? This is so hard. Like, who's got time to be thinking of that? Not you guys. Like, we haven't got time to be thinking of that. We've got to get on and live our lives. We've got to get on and do what is right for us. Okay. We don't have time to be thinking about them, to be thinking about the past. Past is been and gone. We cannot change it. What we can do is we can learn from it and we can move forward. And that's what the acceptance is all about, my friends, is being able to accept it. Okay, it's happened. It's not been an easy lesson. It's not been a great time. But look, there were great times with this person at times. Okay, we did share good times, but that's the thing. They are now in our memory, and that's okay. All right, that's all right. But now, what we really have to do, to commend ourselves, to bring the power back to us, for us to rise like the phoenix, we need to now think about ourselves and what we need to do in our life. Okay, because we need to start living our life. Okay, this is what is very important. Okay, because our life belongs to us. Okay, and it is all about us, believe it or not. Okay, we need to be able to swim. We're not sinkers. We need to learn to swim. And this is what I'm saying. There's different remedies, there's different things that you can do to help you swim. All right, I'm using an analogy here, and I'm what I'm trying to say is, okay, we all go through hardships in life. Okay, life is the roller coaster. And what I'm saying is, it's not always going to be great and it's not always going to be bad. All right. But we have to learn to ride that storm. We have to learn to ride it. Okay. Because it's up and down. It's black and white. There is that polarity that exists. So whilst, okay, many of us, downward turn. So what can we do to ramp ourselves? Okay. There's three different components. See the cognitive one, the emotional one, but also the spiritual one. And all three exist in tandem with one another. You can't have one without the other, and the other or the other without the other. You know what I mean, right? So it's about acceptance of all of that and being able to work through all of that. Okay. That's what is really, really important. All right. Because if we give up now, that means that we give up on ourselves and they've won. And it's not like we're doing it, oh, okay, because, they've won. It's not about the winning. We are all winners, okay, because we are here, we've got out of that, and we are here living our lives in whichever capacity that is, okay? So we need to keep going forward. Life is fluid, it's always moving forward. Do not stay stagnant. I'll just give you an example, okay? People who stay stagnant are narcissistic individuals because they do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, but they don't actually grow. They don't actually move forward in their life. They stay stagnant. So let that be an example to you. Okay, if you want to get past this and you want to move forward, you want to level up your mind. Okay, it's about being able to embrace, about being fluid in life. Okay, nothing stays the same. Tim says, thanks, Anoushka, for your calm wisdom. Greetings from our resilient nation, South Africa. Oh, hello, Tim. Thank you. And hello to South Africa. That's right. Not all women are bad and not all men are bad. Not everyone is a narcissist. And that's one thing that we've got to realize is that not everyone is out there to get us. And I know that that will take time for us to be able to trust others, trust ourselves. First of all, that's what's important. You've got to be able to trust yourself. Okay. That is what is important. It's not about like being like, yes, it is about trusting someone else, but the first thing that you do is you trust yourself. You don't start trusting someone else. You trust yourself first. That's what is important. Boss Toxic says, how do I deal with an NPD and his flying monkeys at work? Because I work with them. Please help me. Face purple crying. Okay. So how do I deal with NPD and his flying monkeys at work? Because I work with them, please. Okay, so that's all about boundaries. Okay, that's all about putting boundaries in place. But I know that's going to be challenging. I also would say don't spend too long amounts of time around those people. So like if, for example, if you're doing your work, you're concentrating on doing that. But then like, for example, if you've got like a lunch break or you've got you've got a comfort break or whatever, I would say just don't spend too much time in the vicinity of these people. At the end of the day, you go to work, you don't go there to make friends. If you do, then that is a bonus. A lot of us do go to work and we do have friends. But like if these people like the flying monkeys, I would also limit contact in terms of talking and communicating with them. This is all about protecting yourself. Remember that you have to put, that's what I mean about putting boundaries in place. It's really about protecting you and how you handle this situation, because it's really hard with this at work, because it's something that you can't escape. Or if you can, is maybe find a different department or maybe completely change jobs. I know that that is kind of like more long term rather than short term, but short term, what I would say to you is probably yeah, don't spend so much time around these people. I hope that helps. And I know it's not easy. It's so hard. Lorraine says the cheating cut me bad, but not too bad in the day, but keep dreaming he's cheating and I wake up feeling like rubbish. So okay, so Lorraine, that says to me that probably what has happened, because this is a trauma that's playing out for you. So this is to do with obviously the betrayal of what has happened. So um it says to me that yeah, you could be you're being it's like elements of PTSD, like It's like a nightmare, a reoccurring nightmare. So it's your subconscious letting you know that something is not right there. And I feel like that's basically why you keep dreaming of them. It's your nervous system, it's overstimulated. Try to do calming things during the day, like things that I talked about earlier. That might really help, with your nervous system and calming that down. So hopefully you're not dreaming about this all the time. Oh, boss toxic, I'm glad it's helped. That's good. Brilliant, brilliant. Jared says, when you get the best version of yourself, more often than not, you'll be winning in life. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's not what I'm trying to say, it's not focusing on, the past and what has happened. And that's what I'm saying. You have to, in a way, like accept that past. Accept also that past version of yourself, because there was a different version of you at that time, and you didn't know any better. You thought that like you were just going through life. And remember, all of these things, what tend to happen is that they are life lessons. All right, these people come into our lives more often than not than to teach us lessons. And that's all the way we've got to look at it. It's a lesson learned. And I know it's a painful one. I know it's a painful one. But when we see it for what it is, when we process it, when we accept it, we are then able to move forward because we let it go. Okay, they did all these things. They made us feel all of these things. They put us down. They betrayed us. They were disgustingly nasty to us. They used other people to get to us. That's what they do. Okay. And it's like what I always say on these lives: what type of a person does this? Like, literally, what kind of a person does this? You can answer in the chat if you want to, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm trying to get at here. Okay. These people do this because it feeds their own ego. It makes them feel good about themselves. When they put other people down, they feel that they are doing good in life. Can you see how sad that actually is? What you've got to make someone else feel bad about themselves for you to feel good? Really? Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say, is like really look at this person for who they actually are. What do they bring to the table? Okay. What are they actually about? And when you look at it and dissemble it in this way, because what we're doing sometimes, we are putting them, we're putting them in high regard. It's almost as though we are putting them on a pedestal. But when you take them down a peg or two and really look at them, like what I've just done as well, what kind of a person does this? Well, you got to put someone else down to make yourself feel better. Okay, great. Yeah, great. So that's the way you've got to dissemble it. Okay. Think about it. What kind of a person, you're in a relationship. What, sorry, but why are you going sleeping with others? Sorry, but why? So there's, that you just got to look at this for who they really are. Why, you know, why certain behaviors happen. And then if you really look at it to the core of it, what actually this is, okay, is someone who has a very low opinion of themselves. They need to make themselves feel better. That's why they do these nasty behaviors. They feel that they're entitled. They want to ruin your happiness so that it makes them feel better. There's a lot of reasons why they do this, but at the end of it, like at the core of it, this person is not okay because they want to take something from someone else. They want to take something from you so that they can feel good. And in their mind, they feel justified. And again, just pick this person apart. Kind of do it in the way that I've done it. Like, ask yourself that question: what kind of a person does this? And this will make it really, it'll make it a little bit easier for you, okay, to be able to process it, to look at this, maybe journal this, because this could also be quite helpful for you, to really kind of unpack this and try to understand that actually none of the things that the narcissist has said about you or done to you, it, you didn't just, basically what I'm trying to say is you didn't deserve any of it. But that person, the narcissist, made it feel justified that what they are doing is okay and that you actually deserve it. So that's another way of being able to work through this when you're not in your triggered state, because it takes time for your nervous system to kind of calm down. And if you're at that point, so it's like what I was saying. This is about trying to calm your nervous system. You need a lot of calm. You need a safe environment, because that's where the triggering is happening, or that's where maybe the nightmares are happening, is because you're not feeling safe in your environment. So have a look around you where you are. Perhaps maybe you're in your home, obviously not at work. I know maybe some of you are at work, but if you're at home, think about, do you feel safe in your environment? Is it relaxing? Is it somewhere that you can feel, like hidden away from the world? It feels cozy. Does that mean that, you kind of create an ambience? Maybe it could even turn into kind of like a nighttime ritual, where an hour before bed to create, that kind of like sleep time. Maybe you start reading a book, maybe you light some candles, maybe you put on like an audio book or some music that will help just calm you. Maybe you start journaling. Maybe you make like a cup of like hot chocolate, or a cup of cocoa, anything like something that will bookend your day. And that now you are getting ready, for sleep. Because that's another thing. If you are experiencing anxiety, routine really helps. Like knowing what the next thing is going to be really helps to calm anxiety. So that's another thing that I would say as well, is being able to create these little rituals for you. Again, remember, you're in control. You are the one, all right, that can heal yourself. And actually that's what the book is all about, is actually that you can heal yourself. Once you understand all of this and understand like the properties, understand how it all works, you can actually heal yourself. Truthfully. Okay. Just know it's about knowing the formula. Okay. Knowing the formula of how you can help yourself step by step. Anxiety, creating the routines, knowing that if you can't sleep, don't get annoyed with yourself, because what effect is that going to have on your body? Right? You don't want to be bringing in more stress, more anxiety, more irritation into your life, particularly around bedtime. All right, particularly around your sleep. That's another thing. Okay, because we all know what happens when you don't have a good night's sleep. I am the most moodiest and moaniest person ever. I really am. And, you guys don't see that part of me, but I am. Like, if I can't sleep, or maybe I've had a stressful time. Yes, I also have stress. I also experience stress. Yes, I also experience anxiety. So guys, you're not alone. Like, these are the things that I do. Like, if I can't sleep, like for example, I'll give you an example. Last night I woke up at 5. Why? I think I was really thirsty. It was really warm in my room. And I thought, oh, it's a bit too early. I obviously wanted to get to the gym, but not at 5 a.m. Like, I know there's people that do, but I'm not one of them. So I went on to, there's this app called Insight Timer. This is another really good app, Just Calm or Insight Timer. And I put on actually a sleep story. And at first I couldn't fall asleep. And I was getting irritated with myself, not gonna lie. I was like, oh, for goodness sake. And then I kind of got out of bed, I actually made tea, and I lit this incense like Palo Santo, and that always calms me, always. And I just ended up carrying on listening to the sleep story, and I woke up. I actually woke up, and I think it was the smell of the incense that actually made me like relax. And I remember it was 8 o'clock, and I was like, yes, brilliant. So I managed to sleep for another 2 more hours. And that's what I'm saying. It's just, you know what? It happens. I know I'll sleep tonight because I didn't nap during the day. But that's what I'm saying. I'm just giving it as an example. Yes, sleep is essential, Jared. I'm just giving you an example that we all go through this. And I just want you to know it's okay. You're not alone. But We just need to be able to help ourselves in order to remedy what we are going through or what we are feeling. And it's going to be fine. It's going to be all right. Eric says, like learning a new language, Interpol. I read Polish literature because of Anoushka's roots. Do you, Eric? Are you reading Polish? That's quite challenging. So far, I have 4 Nobel Prize winning works in my house because of Oh my goodness. What books are you reading, Eric? Jared says aromatherapy is very helpful with anxiety. Yes, it is. Aromatherapy is amazing. Yes, it is. Code switching, baited with gaslighting till you respond in anger, then the issue is your anger. Just never rise to it. Yes, Mr. Eon. That's right. So like I did a live about this last week, baiting, and that's exactly it. So yeah, you respond in anger and then the issue is your anger. So that's all about baiting, trying to get you to react. If I don't like to sleep, what are we doing? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what that means, but yeah. Sweetgrass, Alanis 7. Sweetgrass is so calm. Yes, I light it and burn it or walk around the house with it. Yes, you are right. I haven't been able to get my hands on that for such a long time. But yes, it smells amazing. And that's what I was saying. Like Palo Santo, when I burn it, it's that smell. I don't know. It's just really just calms me. I love it. Yuki says, can Knox change out of pity? No, no. Jared says, I had anxiety because I also had a fear of missing out, whether it be sex, social inclusiveness. I used to chain smoke because was always alone. Oh, bless you. Okay, so these are your triggers, Jared. That's what that's saying to me, that these are your triggers. And obviously because you feel like everyone else is doing that, or you're not feeling included. These are obviously some of your triggers that are playing out here. Obviously, like, this is a public space, so I don't want to like kind of go into it, but it's like, have a think about what your triggers are, and you don't have to write it here, Jared. It could be like abandonment or rejection, not feeling good enough. It could be leading into that. So just have a think about it. If you don't write it in the comments. I'm not saying do that, okay? But this is a reason why it might actually be playing out. um Yes, it is. Narcs don't like Yuki says narcs don't like partners having relationships before it's hits. Yeah. It's all about their ego, isn't it? It's always about their ego. Um, so yeah, so like these are the different steps that can be taken for you, because you guys are in control. You guys know what needs to be done. Okay. You know how to help yourself. Okay. So if you think about it, this is your part of moving forward. All right. Don't have time to be thinking about the past and what's happened and how to get revenge and all of that. No one's got time for that. Nobody's got time for that. And revenge is about you actually living a happy life. You living your life, actually. Okay. And that's what this is all about: connection to self, connecting back to you, getting to know who you are. Like, what is your favorite food? What do you like doing? What's your favorite color? And when you really connect to that part of you, okay, then you know what? You are going to spend time with yourself. You're going to spend time to get to know you. And this is what is important, because who does that? No one's going to do that for you. No one's going to sit there and get to know you the way that you need to get to know you, because this is part of the healing process. This is part of you building that inner strength and that confidence and your self-worth. Yes, we understand that the narcissist has taken that from you, but you can get it back. They haven't taken it indefinitely. It's not theirs to keep because you were born with it. So it's actually yours. You just got to take it back. You just got to know where to find it because it's already within you. It already exists there. So it's about really like rediscovering that within you, finding it. What things do you need to do to be able to find it? Spend some time with yourself. Like, what do you guys like doing? For example, me, I do actually like to go for walks. I like to go for walks with my dog, Alfie. I don't always have him because my mum my mum and my dad happened and they take him and they look after him most of the time now. And so there we go. Maria, we got Maria on the live. Hello, my dear. I hope you're well. I'm talking about Alfie and how my mum is absolutely in love with him and doesn't give him back. But that's what I like doing. I love doing horse riding. Again, I haven't done that for such a long time. Um, Eric, so you're reading Olga Henrik Sienkiewicz. Oh, these are brilliant books. And Mickiewicz. Yes, I actually have read them when I used to go to Polish school on a Saturday. I used to absolutely hate it, but now I'm glad I went. Oh, Mr. Eon, thank you for writing it in Polish. You're very welcome. Sorry, I'm trying to read this in Polish. I'm not going to read it out here because I know a lot of you won't understand it. Oh, you're really welcome. And thank you so much. Yes, of course. There's lots of people that can help you. And I'm really glad that my work has been able to help you. And thank you for being on here. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you. Wayne says, hi, Anoushka, much love from Italy. Oh, thank you, Wayne. So you're in Italy. We've got Maria from Greece. We've got Wayne in Italy. Just wanted to thank you for your videos. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't know what I was having until I started watching your videos. Only then did I knew what was going through. I am so glad that the videos have helped. Yuki says the most difficult thing is leaving a narcissistic parent. They guilt trip so bad, crying, saying my kids don't talk to me. Lol. Yuki, I know, my dear. I've worked with a lot of clients who have had narcissistic parents, and I know that it's one of the most challenging. It is so difficult, but it is not impossible. And that's all about boundaries and not allowing those words to sink in. Because I know that there's like part of it, like you can't actually like move forward or go from your parents. You can't just like not be in contact. I know for a lot of us we can't. And I know that it can be very challenging, but that's all about boundaries. That's all about not spending so much time with them. And that when you're having a good run with them, then fine. But yeah, it's just about you kind of like gauging it, how much energy you can give and how much time you can spend with these individuals. So I completely understand it. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So I really hope that's help. I hope it's not the Lily Allen Alfie. No, Alfie, no. Alfie is one of a kind. He's got big ears and he's white and he's a real character. One day I will have him on the live. I will have him on the live one day because he will, but he won't sit here for the whole time. He won't. He will just get bored. He will get bored, my friends, but I will bring him on the live, but he's not here with me. Okay. Anyway, guys, if you are here on the live, please, can't even say please do press the like button. I really would be grateful. Thank you all of you for being here. We've got, how long have we got? We've got another hour left. So keep your questions coming in. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you have had a good week. And this week, what we're talking about is acceptance, radical acceptance. It's not always easy to achieve, but it is the most important thing in our lives because it allows us to be non-judgmental. That you have to become saying that let things, knowing that life is fluid, things are always moving direction, always. We mustn't stay stagnant. And it's also not about staying in victim mentality because that again causes the stagnancy. And so what we end up doing when we are stagnant, when we are blocked, is we end up comparing ourselves to other people thinking, oh my God, they have this. Oh my God, this person has this. I don't. Why does that person not have to go through what I do? And I know it's a normal part of life. We all do it. We all do it. I do it sometimes as well, but I do catch myself sometimes and think, stop it. Anoushka, just, do you know what? Just have a word with yourself. Stop it. And so that's what I'm saying. It's about becoming aware that, we do have these maladaptive behaviors, but what if you're going to stay stagnant, you're always going to be comparing yourself to other people. And what is the point in that? Because that other person isn't you, and you are not the other person. You are your own self. Okay. And that's what needs to be celebrated. Your gifts, who you are as a person, what you bring to the table. Okay. It's not about looking at someone else and thinking, oh, wow. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got it all going on in life. They've got it all happening. Because remember, it's not all life isn't it's not always what you see. Do you know what I mean? Like it isn't always what you see. There might be other things that are going on. So there's no point in comparing yourself. Okay. Because if you're comparing yourself, think about it. Like we've got the Olympics going on in Paris right now. Yeah. So if you've got the sprinters, which direction are they looking? My friends. Put it in the chat. My friends, when you got the sprinters, which direction are they looking in? Put it in the chat. It's not a trick question. It really is not a trick question. I'm not here to trick you guys. Which direction are the sprinters looking? They're always going to be looking forward, right? They're always looking forward, because if they're looking backwards, do you know what I mean? Like, how are they going to be able to see where they're going? So this is about, okay, that's it. Yes. So this is about you looking forward direction. Okay. Not looking backwards. Life is fluid. So what do you need to do? Okay. For you, that will help you to elevate and move forward. For everybody, it's different. Okay. For everyone, it's different. No, it's not tunnel vision. It's forward. Exactly. They're all looking straight ahead. Oh, I like that, Mr. Eon. To walk forwards with one eye on the past is to perceive half blind. Yeah. So this is about you moving forward, not backwards, forward. So you need to keep your eye on the prize. You need to keep going forward. Okay. Because otherwise, you are not going to see what's in front of you. And then there'll be a missed opportunity. Oh, I like that, Alanis. Number 7. No need to look back. You already learnt that. Yes, that is it, my friends. Just remember that. Okay. Life is fluid, it's always moving forward, but we mustn't stay stuck in something that doesn't give us happiness, make us feel good. 96 says, what if you don't have anything in front of you anymore? Then what you do, 96, is you create that. If all of it's gone, you create new ones. Remember, we are creators of our own future. Okay. 96, this is about you really connecting to yourself, understanding what it is that makes you feel good, that makes you elevate, that makes you happy within yourself. That's all about you connecting to you. Okay. Because your life is about you. So it's about creating those opportunities. When I moved from London, I was like in the middle of doing my doctorate, and I was working this really great place. That's the time when I was working at Brixton Prison, and I was doing a placement elsewhere, and I think I just started working at the hospital with the dementia patients. So I was doing a few things, and so all of that came to an abrupt end because I kind of had to move location from where I was, and it's about creating new opportunities. And I was devastated because this was like ongoing part of my doctorate. And what I'm trying to say to you is, whilst at the time when this was all happening, I was like thinking, "Oh my God, what on earth am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to finish this." I was, I thought to myself that like I was going to be devastated, and this none of this was going to work. Like I just didn't know what to do. And so because of all of that, that's when I actually started the YouTube channel. What I'm trying to say is you create opportunities for yourself. But I'll tell you something, like at that time when I first started it, I never thought it was going to be like how it is today. Okay. I really didn't. I really wanted it to be like this. I really envisioned it to be like this. But at that time, all those years ago, I had no clue. I didn't even know that this was what was going to happen. So, what I'm trying to say to you, look for these opportunities. When you are looking back, okay, you're not going to, this is what I mean, you're not going to see what is in front of you. And I'm not trying to say to you that, oh, my life was great after that and I was able to do A, B, and C. No, because I did also have my hardship. Okay. And I know that all of us do suffer. So please don't think that I had like it was easier. It's not. Everybody has their own version. We all go through our own things, but this is what I mean. This is where you have to build up your resilience. Okay? This is where you have to build up your personal power, your strength within yourself. Remember, sinkers or swimmers. Which one are you going to be? And yes, you have to keep going forward. Yes, it is going to be challenging some days, but other days it's not. And when you get those little accomplishments, Darkelia Smith, yes, be victorious, absolutely. And this is about seeing these accomplishments. Okay, this isn't about just sitting there accepting your circumstances, because you know what, they're not making you feel good. You're not happy, are you, if you sit in these circumstances and think, oh, this person did this to me, that person did that to me, this is what's happened, that's what's happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, accepting it and doing nothing about it means that you are just going to get more of it, because you're not actually participating in your life. You're just allowing things to happen to you. Okay. But the thing is, this is about you to take charge, you to take control. Okay. This is about you understanding yourself and doing something about it rather than staying stuck in this negativity. Life is for living. Life can actually be very magical at times. But like I said, you're the one that has to create those opportunities for yourself, or they come to you eventually. Remember, this is all about energetic transference as well. So if you're someone that is, always looking back, always thinking that this, like if you're in victim mentality, well, guess what? You're going to bring more of that victim mentality. You're going to bring more victimhood to you. But if you are someone who, like you're trying to move forward, you're trying to do things that make you happy, that's going to create an abundance of positivity. Positive feelings are going to be evoked. You're going to be feeling that when you're doing something that you like. Think about what that's going to do for you. That's going to elevate you, elevate your mood. It's going to help you sleep better. It's going to make you eat better. It's going to make you have a better outlook on life, a better mood. So that elevates your energetic transference as well, doesn't it? Your your vibrational frequency as well. It all levels up, doesn't it? Can you see how this all works in a cycle? But if you stay there, sitting there, like accepting your circumstance, being like a victim mentality, you're not right. You're not rising above that bar. You're just keeping yourself stuck. You don't want to go out. You don't want to speak to people. You can't be bothered to cook. Don't really want to sleep because like you're just sitting there doing nothing, or you just look at things in a negative light. You're drawing more negativity to you. I understand it's challenging some days to really look at this and really like understand the enormity of the situation, having these individuals in your life and what they have done. But little by little, you can rebuild your life. You can rebuild who you are. We're always changing. We're always evolving as people. We don't stay stuck. There's no point staying stuck. Guys, what is the point? There's no point. We've got to keep it moving forward. We've got to keep going. Okay. Sink or swim. don't give up now, because that means that they have won. They've achieved what they wanted to do. And remember, if we stay stuck and don't work on ourselves, those people are always going to be in our life, always going to be around, like hanging around like a bad smell. And some of them probably do smell bad. Oh my God, I'm going to get shot for saying that. YouTube, sorry. Sorry, that's my just joking, guys. They don't. They don't. Um, right. Guys, are you enjoying the live? I'm really enjoying spending my time with you. Oh, that's brilliant. Mr. Eon says, I'm now dating a CBT nurse. That's really helped me. Oh my God, that's amazing. Good, good, good. Wayne says, for me, triangulation was the worst. Everything happened during my last graduate. Oh, bless you, Wayne. Oh, no. We were international students abroad. Seeing her every day was hard. I never felt so small and weak. Bless you. Oh, Wayne, I hope that it was all right. I hope that you managed to like pass what you were studying. It's challenging. Yes, so Darkilia says, yes, I've been in the sun and nature a lot. My frequency has risen and I feel charged up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is good. I am so pleased that you were able to get out into nature. You were able just to kind of absorb, the sun and the energy. I love the sun. It always ends up charging me as well. So I know that nature is so important. And I know like there's been so many books written on like how and so not even books written, but there's so much research on it, especially like for your nervous system. Remember, we are part of nature. We're not separate to it. Although I know like they would like to get us to think that, but we are not. We are the same as nature. So, like, all of that, having that natural surrounding, even the noise of nature, the wind through the trees, like that's so lovely. Or like how I know this might sound a bit strange for some of you, but go out and hug trees. I was doing that on the weekend. I went to this beautiful sunflower field and there was this tree, and I kind of like literally just laid on the tree. I put my back to nice, energetic. Trees, did you know this that trees can communicate to one another? The ground, their roots all join together and they communicate through their roots. How cool is that? So if one tree is sick, like might be a mile away or half a mile away, all the other trees that are around that tree will send it all these nutrients from themselves to help make sure that it gets better. Nature is just amazing. It really is. Christina says, evaluate who is in your tribe, hang out with high vibrational people, who you accept the way that you are. Yes, this is very true. This is also very, very true. And thank you, Christina, for bringing that point up. Yeah, you got to be aware of who you have around you, who you are spending time and who has got access to you, because that also is going to drain your resources. And no one's got time for this. Do you know what I mean, my friends? No one's got time for your resources being drained. You're putting all that work in, to feel good, to heal, to work on yourself, and then you're around other people who don't do those things. Yeah, no, 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 no. And if you have to be around those types of people, make sure that you evaluate how much energy you are spending around these people as well, so that they don't take it. Okay, that's really important. Really, really important. Thank you, Navy MA7. Thank you. Lorraine says, I feel better sitting in my chair in the sun. Good. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. I encourage all of you to do that, but don't burn yourselves. Please don't get sunstroke either. I'm not encouraging that. No, I'm not saying that. Christina also says, yes, walk around barefoot in the grass. Absolutely. Earthing. Amazing. I do this as well. Amazing. Please, yes, walk. This is very, very good, because what happens when you walk on the earth barefoot? The earth has this energetic frequency, okay? And what it does do, especially if you have anxiety, it pushes out negative ions, which is what we need because we have a lot of positive ones charged within us. So we need to be able to release it. If we have too much of that, sometimes it can short circuit. And this is where like anxiety comes in. So when you have negative and positive, it really like it grounds, but it also neutralizes. This is very, very important as well. So thank you for bringing that up, Christina. Yes. P48, don't you worry. It's fine. It's better that you are here. And I hope that you got all your groceries. Oh, you have to go grocery shopping. Okay, that's fine. But that's all right, my dear. At least you're here. That's right, Eric. Shoes are, in fact, a relatively new thing in human history. We used to be grounded for like 60K years. Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's right. Protect your energy. Schumann resonance. That's it. Yes, Mr. Eon. That's exactly what it is. Yes, spending time in the garden. Absolutely. Oh, Alanis 7, you say, sometimes I sit on the ground and I put my hands on the earth and feel the vibration. Yes. Do you know, I also like what you guys are doing. I just like to lay down on the grass and just be, just lay there. And sometimes if I'm with Alfie, he'll just come up and he'll run and he'll just end up doing a roly poly like literally next to me. So that's always lovely. But yes, you can feel it. Those of us who are particularly sensitive. Oh my gosh, I just realized. Thank you for our over 100 likes. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was just saying that those of us who are particularly sensitive, we can feel that on our body. We can feel it. That's what is really important, is being able to feel that, being able to feel that sense of calm. That is all about calming your nervous system, which is, again, it's overstimulated when we are doing too much, when we've obviously, this is what I mean, having these toxic people in our lives. This is what happens. This is why we need to move forward. We need to get away from them. Okay. We can't keep having them in our lives. All right. Because look what it's doing to us. Yeah. Look what it's doing. It's taking our energy, it's taking our resources, it's taking so much from us already. Okay. And this part of your life, okay, is the chapter, is a new chapter, is the rebuilding phase. Okay. Rebuilding you, rebuilding your life. Think about it as well. This is another journal prompt as well. Okay. Think about who you used to be before the narcissist came into your life. What kind of a person were you? Who were you? What did you like doing? What was your life about? Because that always really helps as well. Like thinking about who you were as a person before that narcissist came into your life. And that really helps to remember the real you. Christina says, I also like being near the airport watching the planes land. Oh, you like watching that? Okay. Right. I can't be near the airport unless I'm going on holiday, because then I get jealous because I'm not going on holiday. And then I'm like, that's my FOMO, because I think, oh, I should be going on holiday. But yeah. But different things work for different people, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. I like that, Lorraine. Yes, you've got to learn to talk to yourself mentally and soothe your thoughts. Yes, because remember, you are not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. And do you know, when I would read that, I'd think to myself, are you mad? Like, how can I not be my thoughts? But then I realized that actually your thoughts are born out of your ego's narrative, and your ego's narrative is born out of life experiences and opinions. And sometimes it's the opinions of what others have said to you, or what other people have said to you, that actually causes you then to have these thoughts. Did you guys know that? Because like I didn't. I didn't know that. And it's only when I started studying psychology and I understood that you can actually view yourself remotely. So you take yourself out of it and look at yourself from the outside looking in. And there's a knack to it, my friends. There is a knack to it. And it takes practice, because at first I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what on earth are they talking about? It's only because I didn't understand it. But then after a while, like when I started to understand this in a completely different way, Oh, I love that. Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. I love it. Yeah. And this is our higher wisdom. This is our inner wisdom that every single one of us possesses. We've all got this, but it's the chatter of our thoughts, our ego, our narrative. Okay. It's that chatter that sometimes we don't hear, that inner wisdom. And if you were to really listen to it, you know what? You wouldn't even need to be here, because you already have the answers within you. Honestly, my friends, and I know some of you are probably thinking, what on earth is she talking about? But honestly, like, through your higher wisdom, you already have the answers. You already know. And it's about being able to access that. And that's what I'm trying to say, is sometimes it can be challenging because we're not able to access that information or hear our heart speak. So Christina, thank you for that comment. Again, Christina, you need to do this live next week. Next time, do this live, because you have so many pearls of wisdom. You're amazing. Christina, thank you. And a big round of applause, and thank you so much. You are so intelligent, and your comments have really been absolutely amazing. Thank you. So you said, what the hell is that, when you're on point with the remote watch? Yeah, I know. Like, when you start doing that, like, you do feel like, what on earth? Like, but when I remember, like, do you know what it was? It's like, after I remember when I was like learning, obviously, when I was doing the psychology doctorate, like, we learned so much, and we learned as well, like, how to read people's body language, facial expressions, all of those things. And this is what I mean. This is the chapter of the book that I'm writing right now, and it's the chapter 5, part 2, and it's all about brain training. So this is about training your brain to see things in a completely different way. Oh, thank you, Christina. Thank you. You're amazing. You're very sweet as well. So this is about training your mind, okay, to is to elevate your mind for you. Yeah, it's a gateway process. You're absolutely right. This is about training your mind and your brain to think completely differently, to think in a more refined way. Okay. Remember, I always talk about this, the neuroplasticity. Okay, my friends, neuroplasticity, being able to elevate your mind, being able to create new neural pathways, okay, that can serve you. Because a lot of the time, a lot of people, I'm not saying necessarily you guys, but a lot of people do operate from autopilot. So they're doing the same thing over and over again without actually giving it a thought. And the way that you know that you are in autopilot, okay, so this is how I know that I am sometimes in autopilot. So for example, when you're driving your car, for those of you that drive, okay, and like for example, maybe you're driving to work, maybe you're driving to the gym, maybe you're driving to your friends, to your parents, to wherever it is, to the yoga studio, wherever it is, okay? And sometimes you might just arrive at your destination and you think, how the hell did I get there? I don't even know. But that's because you actually haven't been thinking about what you are actually doing, in hand. It's just when you reach the destination, you're kind of you kind of wake up and you're aware and you think, how did I get here? Um, and so that's a lot of that is about you on autopilot. See, we do have this knack within our brain. We're able to do it. Okay. Excuse me. We're able to do that, but without thinking. So, what I'm encouraging you guys to do is to become more aware. What you're trying to do is you're trying to train your brain. This is particularly helpful, especially when you're working on aspects like acceptance, like healing, being aware. Like, I'm feeling anxious today. So, my heart, like my heart's beating fast. Why is it beating fast? You might not be aware of it, but when you're checking in with your body, when you're checking in with yourself, that's when you get to notice. That's when you get to know what is going on. That's why journaling can really help you to check in with yourself. Even if you write at the top of the page, how are you doing today? How are you? Okay? That you're going to know, because you're going to take time out of your day to focus on you. And again, that's what brain training is. Focus on you, attention on you. I mean, how often do we do this in the day? Not much, because we're doing other things. I don't do it all the time. I don't focus on myself. Like, we can even do it now. my friends, now ask yourself, how are you feeling? How is everyone feeling here on the live? Those of you that want to write in the chat, I'd be really grateful. Absolutely. Please write in the chat how you are feeling today or right now. Because that would be great. Like just so we can know how, just check in with yourselves right now. Just spare yourself a couple of moments just to check in with yourselves. How is everyone feeling right now? And those of you that are watching this on playback, that's okay. Please type in the comments section how you are feeling. Check in with yourself. There's no time limit on this. Doesn't matter when you're watching this. How is everyone feeling? Because think about it. Look, we're focusing on us, aren't we? We're focusing on what we're doing. We're focusing on our body. How is it feeling? Like, for example, I'm feeling really happy to be here. I really am. My legs are aching. I'm not going to lie, my legs are aching today. I've been at the gym. I was lifting weights. So today my legs ache and I'm fidgeting a lot and I realize this, so I'm sorry. But that's me. That's what's going on for me. How is everyone feeling? Tim says empowered. That's amazing. That is amazing. Master Eon says neuroplasticity is available to all of us until our late 70s. Yeah, until like it can be even after that. For as long as if we're training our brain, do you know this is what I was writing in the book. And it was actually earlier on today that when I was, so I'll just give you context to what I wanted to say. So when I was studying my clinical psychology masters, I was very privileged to know this wonderful professor. I worked with her with the ECG machine, and what we did is we worked with people who were meditators versus participants who didn't meditate. And meditation is another form of brain training because you're training your mind to sit still, like you know you're concentrating on you for that time. So we matched participants for age, for gender, I think skills, cognitive abilities, all of those things. And so there were two sets of participants, people who meditated and people who didn't. And what I found in my research was that people who meditated or did brain training, basically, they were able to grow their myelin sheath, which is the gray matter in our brain, in our prefrontal cortex, this part here. It's the forehead, behind the forehead. This is very important for us to have more gray matter because this is where the executive functioning happens. Okay. And this is where your brain works its executive function. That's more higher level things, like for example storage of memory, being able to solve problems, being able to have enhanced cognitive abilities, that sort of thing. And it also, when you're brain training, you anti-age your brain. And that's really important because a lot of us know people who have developed dementia. And I worked on a ward who did actually on a ward of people who had various stages of dementia. And that's all about, it's a protein in the brain that decays. And when that protein, and that's why it's a decaying, it's it's where your brain loses mass and volume because it's not being worked. And what is really important is actually that is the brain training, because what you're doing is you're getting your mind to work. Remember, your mind is a muscle. If you're working your brain, you're working your body in the gym, your body is working at optimal level. So your body is being able to regenerate itself. For example, my legs are aching, but you know what's happening for me? I've got a lot of stored lactic acid, in my legs because I'm not moving them, and they're storing. You know why? Because my muscles are growing. If I'm using my brain is growing, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? Like that is what I'm trying to say, is that you've got to keep using your brain. You've got to keep doing that. Make sure you're working your body so it's you're getting the best out of your body and your mind. Our mind is so powerful, that we don't actually really understand it. We know more about the weather patterns on Uranus than we do about our mind. But this is what I'm saying. You don't have time to be thinking of the narcissist. You don't have time to be thinking about how awful they are and what they are doing with new supply. Who cares? Seriously, who cares? They're not in your life for a reason. They're not important. This is now about you leveling up your mind, growing, okay? Becoming a different version of you, a stronger version of you, building up, your resources. Because if you're not going to do it for you, who's going to do it for you? Who's going to do it? It's just you. So choose you, choose your life. Stop choosing someone else who unfortunately are the way that they are, but they're not going to change. Okay? They are not going to change. So this is how you work your mind, work your body. This is how you heal. It's about healing you and you choosing you. Christina, I love that. Thank you, Knock, for helping me grow a Hulk brain. That's it. That is it. This is about, you becoming a new version of you becoming the person you are always meant to become. That's what this is. Because your life is yours to own. It's yours. And that's what's important is you. So in neuroplasticity, this is about when the way that you grow, the way that you grow your neural pathways. A lot of it is about repetition, doing the same thing over and over again, because that's what you're doing is you're growing those neural pathways because the synapses are communicating between one another. Okay. So what you're doing is you're strengthening that pathway, that neural pathway. So for example, like how people say, oh, to create a new habit or to form a new habit, you need at least 21 days. You need, 21 to 28 days for it to really stick. Otherwise, you're going to do it a few times and then it's just not going to happen. So like, for example, journaling might be a habit that you want to take up. And I know at first it might seem really weird, really daunting. You might be sitting there and with your journal open, because I'm talking from experience. This is my experience of when I first started journaling. Okay. Um, and I sat there and I thought to myself, well, what am I going to write? I wrote, "Hi, Anoushka. You all right?" And that's how it started. And I think I must have written that for 3 or 4 days. And then I actually started writing. So what I'm trying to say to you, like at first it's going to feel weird. You're not going to want to write. Who wants to be writing when they could be sitting there watching Netflix, could be scrolling on your TikTok, could be watching something on YouTube? That's great. That's great. You could be doing all of those things. You could be, but they are all distractions and they're all excuses. Don't give yourself distractions or excuses because you're never going to grow. You got to choose you. And sometimes that means that you got to sit there and you got to journal. Sometimes that means waking up at 7 a.m., not 8 a.m., at 7 a.m. and getting down to the gym. Sometimes that means that you've just got to get up that little bit earlier to do something for you. Okay, because you're choosing you. You are accepting yourself, choosing yourself and doing this for you. Okay, that's what that means. So when you are creating these habits, remember it's the repetition that is going to make it stick, nothing else. The way that it works, like, do you remember, guys, when you were at school, at high school, okay, and you had exams that you needed to do? Okay. And there were things that you obviously needed to learn for that exam. Like, for example, my worst nightmare was learning algebra for maths and learning the formulas. I just could not get it. I really enjoyed maths. Like, I really enjoyed statistics when I was doing it in psychology. But for the life of me, I could not click it. I don't know why. I have this big book still in the bookshelf, and it's called SPSS for statistics. Do you think I ever learned it? No, I don't know. I just couldn't click it. Anyway, but I had to learn it. Oh my God. I just had to sit there and read it over and over again. But the point I'm trying to make, because I'm getting off track, guys, as I always do. Anyway, so my friends. Um, yeah, so when you were learning for your exams, okay, it's the reading it over and over and over and over again. Okay. That's when it stuck. That's when the theory stuck. That's when that information stuck. That's when the algebra formula stuck. You knew how to do it. So when that question came up in your exam, you knew how to answer it. It's the same thing, my friends. Learning a new habit is repetition. And that is the only way that it's going to stick. I don't know why, but that's the way that our brain works. I don't know. I don't know why it is, but it is. It's just the way that it basically happens. And hold on, I've actually got the book here. So, and it was so basically the other thing that I wrote about is consistency. Consistency, which is the same thing as repetition, doing it um same thing over and over again. Um you need to be able to incorporate. I'm reading from my book, guys. So I wrote, it's essential to incorporate these exercises into your routine consistently. Regular practice reinforces neural connections and promotes lasting cognitive improvements. Guys, you are first to hear the book. This is chapter 5 I'm reading. And then I wrote all about setting realistic goals as well. Set achievable goals for your brain training regime, focusing on specific areas you wish to improve. So that's all about sustained attention. And I think that's what I was trying. I think that's the next bit. I was writing about sustained attention because otherwise, if you're not giving it your full, then you're not going to feel motivated to want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're going to be like, oh, I can't be bothered. I don't want to do it. This is boring. It needs to be something that needs to, and this needs to bring enjoyment. This needs to be stimulating. Okay. You need to be able to choose something, okay, that is engaging and that is going to stimulate you. Okay. And that is what is going to ensure that your practice remains a source of pleasure rather than stress. Right. I'm not reading from my book anymore. So I'm hoping to finish that by the end of this year. So I'm really into it. So yeah, this is kind of like what I was trying to write, is that the repetition is what's going to make something stick. So if you're trying to bring in, a new practice to help you to heal, make sure that you stick to it. Make sure that you make it enjoyable. Otherwise, it's going to get boring and you're not going to want to do it. And at first, it's going to feel weird as well. Like, sometimes, like in order for my clients to heal, sometimes I set them like mirror work as well. So mirror therapy. So that's like talking. I know it's going to sound crazy to some people, but it's like talk to yourself in the mirror. Yes, this also helps a lot. You're talking to your inner child when we're doing inner child work. All my clients say to me, Anoushka, this is the most weirdest thing I've ever had to do, but it has been very profound. Do you know what? I just saw that comment, Lorraine. We probably know more about narcissists than most doctors. And I would say yes, yes, absolutely. It's because of our lived experience that we know more about narcissists than most doctors. That is so true. That is so, so true. I really agree with that. Thank you, Lorraine Diane. Yeah. So what was I saying? Repetition. That is what will help this behavior stick. Okay. It's going to feel weird. Yeah. Mirror work. Yeah. People. Michaela, I talk to myself. Fantastic. I don't have to feel crazy. You're not crazy. No one is crazy. No. I talk to myself sometimes too as well, like I have to, because otherwise, yeah, it's just, it makes it stick in my mind. So Yeah, people who talk to themselves, not always crazy. It just means that, your mind's working. But yeah, so it can seem crazy to some people, but it's whatever works. Whatever is going to work to help you to heal. That is the ultimate goal. Nothing else. Doesn't matter about anything else. It's about helping you to level up your mindset, okay, and know that you are worth it. I think another block for our healing can be our triggers. I know it's not a popular topic, and I know it's quite a challenging one, but our triggers, again, can cause us to feel stuck and not be able to move forward. I know. Oh, I love that, Christina. You left the crazy behind. Trust me. Yes. Oh, yes. Christina, you are amazing. Yes. We have left the crazy behind for sure. For sure. I love that. I wish I had that like noise, you could just do like the sound of applause because that is it. That is it. I love that. That needs to be on a t-shirt. Yes. Yes, triggers and paralysis. It's true. Okay, so let me talk more about triggers. So triggers is something that we have inherited since childhood. It's not inherit. No, what I mean by inherit is not we're not born with it. We are not born with triggers. That I can tell you for sure. Um, this is more about childhood experiences where we have taken a certain narrative on, a certain thought process on. And what we do is we continue with that narrative or that thought process into our adult life. And it's a certain set of beliefs that we hold about ourselves. Like one of them could be like what it is for most of us. I'm not saying you in particular, but just most people have got the one where they don't feel enough or they don't feel good enough. Um, this could be something that one of us, so let's just run with that one where we don't feel good enough. This is going to show up in a variety of areas and a variety of experiences or situations. So for example, you're at school and maybe you're not chosen, for the netball team or for the cheerleading team. And you can think, well, why not? Like, I mean, I practiced. I did everything I was supposed to. I did the routine or I played as best as I could. So why did I not get chosen? And so what's going to happen is you're then going to spiral into a thought process where you think that you are just not good enough, you don't look the part, you can't play, you just can't do it because it's just you and you're just nothing. You're just not good. And that then causes you to stop playing the sport or stop doing the cheerleading or the routines, and you just completely stop doing it because that belief that you've held about yourself that you're not good enough, okay, stops you or prevents you from doing something. And this is a belief, and it's like it brings it out into reality. So then when you have this experience, when you have this incident happen to you, it then reinforces it in your environment that you are not good enough because you didn't get chosen. When the reality actually could be that maybe you didn't make it because they had already enough individuals for the cheerleading team. Maybe you just weren't fast enough, which means that all you need to do is just practice on running from, I don't know, center point to the, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I don't know. Like it could be just something so slight, but what happens is we then take it so personally and we kind of embody it and then believe this about ourselves. And that's where it's debilitating. That's where it really damages us. It damages our self-esteem, our confidence. Maybe we don't get chosen to go to the prom, for example. for whatever reason it is, by that person that we really liked. I know I'm just choosing really like extreme examples here, but these situations do show up for some people. And if you had a strong resilience, if you thought to yourself, well, okay, well, maybe I just need to practice more, or maybe I didn't really want to go with that person, or maybe that's okay, I can go with another person. It's not me. It's not because I'm not good enough. But this is where triggers can have a real impact on our life, and they can be very debilitating. They can hold us back, and they make us think that there's something wrong with us. And it is our job, to actually try and get to the bottom of it, try to get to understand what is it? What is our trigger? Is it the fear of abandonment, being alone, not being in a relationship? Is it the fear of rejection, that someone doesn't want us because of whatever reason, because we're not good enough? What is that? So this is our job, to actually try and find out what is it that lurks, deep inside us, that stops us from living our full potential, because these are just perceived, but they show up in a variety of ways in our life. And they don't actually need to show up in that way. It's just the fact that, you know what? Once you discover what it is, what's going on, you can then change that narrative. No longer do you have to be a slave to those negative narratives of your ego. Because your ego will put you down. Your ego is there as a form of protection. It's kind of like a defense mechanism. And it just works in that way, where it's there to kind of defend you. And it's born out of opinions, other people that have had opinions about you. So, and it's also about life experiences. So when you understand that even though you've had this experience that was perceived at that point in your life, now you have grown as a person, you've had different perspectives, you can change that narrative. Again, with brain training, with cognitive enhancement techniques, you can change all of that. And also another huge part of it is reframing. And I am a big advocate for reframing. This is part of the trauma work that I do, is reframing the narratives in your mind. And everything that I'm saying is kind of like just a snippet of how I work with clients. So please know, like, that I do offer one-to-one consultations. If you are interested, it's in the description box. But these are the kind of things that I will work on, is the narratives that our childhood has formed. But this can be changed. You can be set free of that. And that's why brain training is something that is really important, that all of you, yes, my friends, all of you should be doing. Also, read books about this, listen to audiobooks. This will really, really help. Oh, that's amazing, Christina. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Faro 99, I'm immune from a narcissist. If it feels like abuse, I can call it out. Absolutely. Yes. Eric says peer groups are important. We are all very much like first responders. Once we turn the corner, we can turn right up through fear, reach each other. Who knows what happened? Oh, bless you. Thank you. This is it. Oh, you're welcome, Midnight Blue. You're welcome. Yeah. So keep your brain active. Because this is a great example. Like, for example, when we're ruminating and we're overthinking about certain things, like, could be about the narcissist, could be about, that whole experience with the narcissist. All right. So think about it. We're training our brain to think of the narcissist and that negative experience that happened. That's what rumination is, because it's going round and round. So what you're doing is you're doing the repetition, aren't you? Yeah. So you're ingraining that thought. So your mind can't distinguish whether it's positive or negative. So what it's doing is creating new neural pathways for you to continue to think in a negative way, and continue to think and think and think and think in that way. Can you see how it works? Because it works for positive and for negative, right? So if you're ruminating, you're overthinking on a negative thing. Change the narrative, change it, because you can do it right now. You can change that right now, today, tomorrow. Why wait till tomorrow? Do it now. You can change it to the positive, and you can, and that, yeah, I know, I know. It's going to take a little bit more work to think positively because we have taught ourselves, unfortunately, to think negatively. So it means you're going to have more awareness, be aware of your surroundings, of what's going on. And you're going to have to train your brain to think in a positive way. Yes, it is going to require a little bit more energy from you, but you can do it. Of course you can. You're worth it. It's about you. It's for you. So this is about you changing that, flipping the script and being positive. And let's do positive, thinking instead of rumination, which is negative thinking. Remember, you are not your thoughts. This is about changing that narrative, changing. Yeah. Moving forward, elevating your mindset, being intentional about what you focus your attention on. Okay. I love that midnight blue. Yes, you got this. You can do this. All right. No more victim mentality. No more victim mentality. I know what happened was tough and it was hard, but let's leave that there and let's go forward. Let's go forward in our life. Let's stop living in the past. Let's stop going backwards. We don't care. We don't actually care what they're doing. Okay, let them just get on with their lives, all right? It's boring anyway. They're doing the same old thing. You could probably predict what they're doing. We don't need to know because they're not part of your life right now, okay? You are part of your life. So this is about you now thinking, okay, what is it that I need to do for myself today? Okay? What do I do? Remember, we checked in with ourselves. So this is where we're bringing awareness to what is going on. Okay, awareness to what is happening for us, and what is it that we need to do to make this moment more comfortable for us. Okay, what is it that we need to do? They do, Yuki. They do have good memory. They remember everything. They do. They do. But we also have good memory too. I love that 499. Non-negotiable boundaries. Oh, Betsy says, I am safe now. I love that. Is one that I repeat to myself is being released from that relationship. Oh, I love that, Betsy. Yes, keep saying that. You're safe now. You are here now. You're going to move forward from this now. It's not going to hurt. No one's going to hurt you. So it's positive, positive affirmations, positive thinking. And look, I'm not saying that this is going to be like it's going to be easy all the time. Yes, there are going to be challenging days or days where you don't feel good. And I just want you to embrace that too. Because like I said, there's polarity in everything. And it's okay. It's okay that it's all it's, it's a journey that we all need to go on. And I have bad days too. We all have bad days, but I also have good days. And it's like what I said, we have to embrace both. Okay, sometimes you will feel tired. Sometimes you just, you just don't have the energy. And that's really important for you to check in with yourself. Do I have the energy? Do I have the resources to continue to be aware, to continue training my mind? All of those things. That is what is important. I also like that, Bruno. Peace of mind is non-negotiable. Only trust your gut feeling. I really like that. Yes, your gut feeling, your instinct, your intuition. We all have it. We really do. It's just, we need to refine it. When you connect back to yourself, when you feel more in tune, in line with yourself, then do you know what? That your intuition is going to be so on point that you are never going to doubt it. And that is going to be the difference. Okay. Whether another toxic person or a narcissist comes into your life, your intuition is going to tell you and you're going to listen because it's going to be so prominent, so strong, stronger than what it was before. And you're going to know. That is the key. Because I get those questions all the time like, oh, Anoushka, how do you know that we're never going to be in a relationship with another narcissist? or we're never going to have them around us. They're always going to be around us, but we're just going to be able to spot them sooner and be able to know how to handle them. But that all comes from trusting yourself. Okay, when you trust yourself, you believe in yourself, because what's happened is you've been able to do that inner work. You've been able to provide that space for your higher wisdom to come through. So you're going to know the distinction between whether that's an ego, whether that's your intuition. You're going to know the difference ultimately of what's coming through. What does this feel like? Okay. And you're going to know, yes, I hear you. I know what I need to do. I know, and this is a non-negotiable. And you're going to be able to act upon it and make the right decision because you've done this work on yourself. You've trained your mind, you've worked on your emotions, on your heart, you've been able to understand what's going on. And that's why, my friends, that's how it works. That's the formula. Literally, that's the formula. But like I said, recapping on what I was saying earlier, is that you need to put time aside in your day. I would encourage you, if you were able to do something like this every day. But I know that our day looks different for all of us. I know, like, a lot of us have very intense jobs and very responsible, jobs that we need to do it. Or sometimes, we have other things that are going on for us. But if you can incorporate some of this, a little bit of this in your day, in your routine. For example, when you're driving to work, you might want to listen to a podcast, or maybe an audio book, just to kind of remind you. Maybe when you are getting just before bed, you might start journaling. Maybe you might want to go for a walk at lunchtime, for example, if the weather's good. But most of us are in summer, apart from down under the other side, the southern hemisphere. The weather's great. Go outside, sit in the sun for a little bit. So this is what I'm saying about incorporating little bits into your day. Okay, so that you don't forget. You don't forget about you. Okay, you're doing all of this running around for everybody else, but what about you? And that is what is important, my friends. It's just to put some of this into your daily routine so that it's kept fresh, that it's like always there. You're always like, you've got you on your mind. You're not forgotten. And I think that's what I'm kind of trying to say, is that you're always doing something for you. I like that, Phil. It's not a journey, it's an adventure. It is. It is an adventure. But it's for you. It's for you. And it's about developing, your intuition, getting stronger, building your resilience. That is what is important, because that's your life. You've got to live it. Gavin says, one thing I can profoundly say is that I'm not abusive, nor am I ever unfaithful. I do sometimes lack communication. That's okay, Gavin. That's okay. You don't have bad traits. You do what you can, and that's all right. And so you acknowledge it, and that's all right. Midnight Blue says, I'm more at peace now, but I definitely feel like stuff is still important to keep educating and supporting others. Yes, bless you. Yes. I'm so pleased to hear that you're more at peace. But sometimes, yeah, like, I know, like, it's good to kind of remind yourself, like, what you can do to kind of, make it better for you, or just remind yourself, like, oh, maybe this might help, so absolutely. It's also, yeah, it's important to keep working on yourselves, because it's not that you're a work in progress. You already are a masterpiece. But sometimes, like, just to keep it going, just remember, just keep going. Remember, keep using your mind, keep training your mind all the time. Okay, because that's what will help. W says, don't have memories. They have altered memories. Yeah, because it's always got to be what they want, isn't it? So no matter if destroyed your life, their memories will be altered to make them feel grandiose, and you do not deserve them. That's right. You're absolutely right. Don't deserve that. That is just another level what they do. Thank you, Eric. I'm glad that they have helped. I do have meditations. If any of you are interested, I do have meditations and visualizations over on my website. They're recorded in my voice. So if any of you wanted to kind of purchase them, there is a free one on there as well. That's in the description box. It's under meditation. So have a look if you guys were interested. Um, Yuki says, how narcissists deal with physical abuse? Will they give in? No. I don't know. It just depends on the person, doesn't it? I think. Will they give in? I don't know. Yes, that's right, Lorraine. Don't give trust until it's earned. And that's the thing. It is something that is earned. I love that. Actions, actions, actions. Words are cheap. It's true. It's true. It's what does that person bring to the table? So, guys, thank you so much for all of you being here. I really have appreciated all of you being here on the live and spending some time with me this evening or this day. For I know, like some of you, it's your daytime, but I do appreciate you being here. I really do hope this live has helped. Ultimately, it was about acceptance and letting go, but I know that this takes time. And it is such an underrated topic, radical acceptance, but it is so profound and so immensely freeing, actually. And having that understanding in order to help yourselves to free yourselves from this. Thank you all of you to being here. Betsy says, I'm about a year out of the relationship and I have to co-parent. I do well with co-parent, but don't stop reminding myself of their level of ugly behavior. Is that putting focus on them? No. It's absolutely fine. Like if it helps you to move forward from this, but it's not about allowing it to go rounds and rounds in your mind. I know that co-parenting with a narcissist can be very, very difficult. Remember, do not give them more information. You just got to keep everything about the child. Don't give too much of yourself. They're going to want to know. There's going to be hoovers, Betsy, but you're going to be strong enough because you're working on this. And this is about grey rocking, um, boundaries, a lot of that kind of stuff. So I hope that helps. I really do. But you're going to get through it. It's going to be all right. But yes, to remembering of who they are, especially if they start to hoover, because that is another thing. It can be challenging when they start to hoover and they start being really nice, and you think, oh, maybe they are actually a really nice person. No. In this situation, if they were a really nice person. So that's another thing that you got to remember. You guys, thank you. Thank you so much for all your hearts, for all your likes, for all your time being here. I really have loved it. So I'll be back next Tuesday on the live stream. I've got a video coming out tomorrow. Obviously, I have no clue what the title is. I don't know, but it'll be out tomorrow, usual time of 8 p.m. UK time. I got another video on Friday. So I put a poll out like a few days ago. If you guys haven't seen it, it's out on the community tab. And it was kind of like the content, like going forward, what kind of videos do you guys want me to make for you? Because this is about you. I want to help you guys as much as possible. So I want to make this content relevant for you guys. I mean, I can still carry on talking about the narcissist, but I'm sure all of you could start your own YouTube channels talking about the narcissist. So is there anything you guys should, like, if you haven't, then you guys should, then you're welcome, Betsy. But what I'm saying is there like a specific topic that you guys want me to talk about or something that you want me to help you with? So either write it in the comments or the post is, I think I wrote it about 2 or 3 days ago. And if you could just put a vote or put your kind of answer in, I really, really would Appreciate that. Manipulation, Michaela. Yeah, manipulation is another one that's quite a challenging one and so sometimes so difficult to spot it. I know. Yes, the manipulation one. Find calm and help it grow. Yeah, that's another good one. Okay, so a lot of this is about moving forward and healing. But yeah, I will talk, Michaela. I will make a video on manipulation because that's so challenging to spot that and try and kind of action it because you just they pull on your heartstrings again. Again, guys, this is another thing I wanted to say. If you know your triggers, they can't manipulate you because you know your truth. So there's someone that cannot just they're not going to be able to like change your mind and get you to see something different. And as well with gaslighting. Oh, so yes, my friends, we've got the journal club. And if you're interested in joining the journal club, again, link is in the description box. If you want to have a one-to-one, again, I do one-to-one sessions with people all over the world. Don't time zones or anything like that. I do work with everyone. So again, please see the description box. Tim, yes, gaslighting and triangulation. That's another one that I will focus on. But guys, I'm gonna say thank you and good night. But please do leave your comments and guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next live, which is next Tuesday. Take care, my friends. Have an amazing week, okay? And don't forget about you guys because you are the most important, okay? Remember, it's all about acceptance, accepting you, moving forward, and going forward in your life. Take care. Good night, everyone. Bye bye.